You can see it's written compilation issues, and then it's pointing at where you have the error. You understand? So this is actually an easier IDE for you to use in terms of writing the smart contract. But let me just clear. If you open the address, the link to the URL is Fire Editor. Fire Editor. Obviously, you can just type Fire Editor on Google. Alright, you found it. Let me just see. That's perfect. So, okay, it's loading. Refresh it, refresh it. Right. Are you still connected? What's happening to the face?
Video.
So, by type Fire Editor. What is wrong? Sorry, we are just trying to give it some time. So that yeah, this will move now. Tell me when it moves. Okay, so are we all there? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's if you once you open the Fire Editor. Okay, once you open the Fire Editor, you can clear, like, you can just clear the code and go back to the. So now this is actually an example we'll be using over time, and then if you are writing a HTML syntax, normal HTML syntax, the first thing you do is to define your doc type. Okay? Now, like I said, it's just so that the browser can communicate with your codes. Okay? And the same thing applies to writing smart contracts. So on Eternity, like you define, first of all, you write the contract name. Okay? So, and then the first, I think even with Solidity, you have to indicate that it's a contract. Okay? So that's why you see this. Now, the first keyword for our smart contract, you can see we first started by writing the word contract and then defining what you want to write, what kind of contract. Okay? So for instance, I'm writing a contract for Brighton. Is that the name? Brighton. Okay.
Brighton.
Brighton. Now I'm writing a smart contract for Brighton. First of all, if I write contract, what would be the next thing to write here? Yeah?
Brighton. Brighton.
This way. Which language is this? Which language is this?
Abi? Okay, so the blockchain is actually a distributed ledger where you have different information stored and processed at different times and all that. And then it's like I said, it is not in terms of security, it's actually the best system to use instead of centralized system. In terms of transparency, it is very transparent. Because now you see, since you access the information at different times, there is nothing anyone can hide. You understand me? So it is very transparent because transactions can easily be traced. For instance, Gombe State government budgeted 100 billion naira to be spent in 2020. And at the end of 2020, we've not seen anything worth 20 billion. If it's on the blockchain, can we have an idea of what happened? We will. We will know that 80 billion went to the Commissioner of Lands. Say 5 billion went to the Commissioner of Lands. 10 billion went to the Commissioner of Science and Technology. Like that. So we can actually know the movement of the money. But if it is not, because it's a centralized system, you can decide to give one channel and you can say, okay, don't show anyone. In fact, put these papers on fire. If anybody asks, is missing, somebody stole them or something, would you go and question government? But if we have it on a transparent system, of course we can say, but what happened now? See, this money went to this place and then it didn't go out. So can we have explanation and all that? Okay? So this is just how, so these are actually graphical representation of what the blockchain looks like. So you can see this guy, remind me on him. So this is Mohammed, okay? He writes his code and then deploys on the blockchain. Now, if it deploys on the blockchain, it is stored on the blockchain permanently. You can't erase it. That's the more reason why we need to have our government to use the blockchain. Abi, do you agree with me? Yes. That's the more, because if they say, okay, we've approved 5 billion to construct road from Gombe State to Bauchi State, of course you know that you can actually trace it. Abi? And because they've approved it or is on the blockchain permanently, you can always, 200 years to come, you can check it and find out that it's still okay. Actually, this money was spent on this thing. So now, how is this connected? How are they connected? They are connected cryptographically. They are linked together. Okay? And so this is how you write and deploy. So it links together continuously. You understand? So you write, you deploy, and then you can't change this information. Another reason why we should have our government use it. Abi? Because you can't change the information, and if you can't change the information, then of course they should answer questions. Do you understand? So the government cannot come and say, no, it was 5 billion we approved. Meanwhile, they actually took 25. You understand what I mean? I'm not out for government anymore. I'm just saying, I'm just using them as example. Okay, but we have quite a lot of field systems anyway. So this is just how the blockchain is. So now, the guys that brought us here, Eternity. Eternity is, like I said, is an open source platform. So it means you can write your own codes on Eternity, or you can contribute to Eternity's code. How would you do that? I will just explain to you, and then I'll show you how you can maneuver your way around. Okay? So now, other blockchain 2.0 platforms have a lot of limitations. How many of you know Ethereum here? Okay, yeah, some of you. Now, Ethereum is a child, a byproduct of Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin came and announced the power behind blockchain, and everyone started shouting, Then people now loved the concept because it's promoting transparency, it's promoting security, it's promoting independent financial use. Like you can decide what to do with your money. Nobody can collect your money by force. EFCC cannot come and say, why do you have 1,000 Bitcoin? You know, they can't, because this is a
free world,
digital asset and all that. So So if you can actually do that, if you can actually get, um, if you can actually use this, if it's open source, so a lot of people now say, okay, let's use Bitcoin since it's open source. Then Bitcoin had some limitations. Okay, Ethereum now took advantage of Bitcoin and then developed a more robust system where you can write smart contracts. Beautiful. I have a contract with you to build up this complex, okay? And then I send Mohammed 100 million and I said, please fix me this complex. Do you understand? Before I give him the money itself, he has to sign some documents, true or false. I can't just carry money and give him and then say, go. I've never met him, even if I've met him before, but for accountability and all that, I would want him to sign some things, okay? So then I have Mohammed sign the documents and then we began the process. Please stop it. Okay, no problem. Then we began the process. On the blockchain, it can actually happen. How will it happen on the blockchain? It is called smart contracts. Because this time around, you don't need to monitor anybody, you don't need to see what somebody is doing. All you need to do is to write, I have a condition. For instance, I have a contract to build up this complex. Now I have two conditions that has to be met. Me, I have to release money. Him, he has to build the complex. Now, the money is not given to him, the money is not with me, until he fulfills his own part of the bargain. I have fulfilled one condition, which is to release the money. Do you understand? Until he builds the complex, there is no money for him. You understand how it works? So is that transparent enough? Is that a smart way to sign a contract? That's why it's called smart contracts. Okay? Because you don't need to keep chasing, like it is a must. If you don't fulfill your own part of the bargain, and I don't fulfill mine, even if one party fulfills his own, but the second party doesn't execute. Okay? So it's a digital contract that executes itself when the conditions are met. Okay? So Eternity now decided to say, okay, we shouldn't just stop at having smart contracts on the blockchain. We should have smart contracts that billions of people can use at the same time, or millions of people can use at the same time. I just told you that the newer messages that were exchanged between 2019 and 2020 on WhatsApp was about 2 billion. How was that possible? It's because WhatsApp is scalable. That at the same time, people can use it globally. Do you understand? Even though it's a centralized system, even though your data, it says end-to-end encryption, but it's not true. Because I can show you 1,001 ways that you are being checked on WhatsApp. Like, people get to know what you're doing. Like, you get to... So, anyway, but that's just by the way. We're not here to talk about WhatsApp. So, now I give you... So, now Eternity is now saying, okay, can we have a more scalable application, a more scalable platform that people can use? And then, of course, can we have a system that is governed not by some few individuals? Can we have more usability on the platform, and then can it be more efficient? Can people actually have real-world prototypes plugged onto the blockchain? Do you understand what I mean? And then, can we have security on our smart contracts? Do you understand what I mean? So that's what Eternity is trying to solve. So, and Eternity say, okay, yeah, we can solve scalability issue using an innovation that is called state channel. What is state channel? Let me use the common example the common example I use always. How many of you between Monday to Friday yesterday, you used mobile application, your bank application. How many of you used your bank app? How many of you used USSD? Maybe you did start something to recharge your phone. How many of you? Okay. How many of you between last 2 weeks and this week you've used mobile start something to do something to interact with your bank? Before now, if your money was in the bank, what bank do you use, sir? GT. Okay, everybody is using GT. Yeah, like, okay, like GT. No, we're the GT guys. Everybody using GT, my friend. Okay, anyway, so okay, so now you had to use *737 to communicate with your bank.
Yes.
Before now, 5 years ago, if your money was in the same GTB bank, how would you access it?
You must go to the bank branch.
And then fill a deposit slip or a withdrawal slip before you can interact with the bank.
Yes.
That's how Ethereum is currently operating, and is looking for how to operate using mobile applications. What I mean, not in real terms anyway. Do you understand? So now GTB, consider GTB as, okay, is that okay? Okay. Now consider GTB as your Eternity. Why? Or consider all the mobiles so that this guy doesn't feel left out and they're not taking the line of GTB. Now, if your bank has a mobile application, look at it as your Eternity. Why? Because you don't have to go. Now, the thing Eternity is using to solve scalability, or the approach, that's the word. The approach Eternity is using to solve scalability is state channel. And state channel simply means that you interact on the blockchain, not necessarily being on chain, but of course your transactions pull through. Okay? What that simply means is you bank with GTB, not necessarily going to GTB before you can have access to your money. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's what state channel means. Man, that's nice.
Okay.
But no problem. So now that's just what state channel means, that you interact with the blockchain, not necessarily being on chain. You don't even have to be on chain. So what does that do? It helps the blockchain to be lighter. Do you understand? Like, it makes it very light. It makes the blockchain to be very light, and then not too jam-packed. If all of us now will walk to one teller in GTB, will he attend to all of us at the same time? He can't now. We'll have to come one after the other. It will waste your time, it will waste your energy, because you have to stand, right? You will be standing while all these things is taking place. So the truth about it is, Eternity has said, okay, we can forget the issue of having a very choked blockchain, or maybe take longer time to actually execute a transaction. We can make it very light by introducing state channel, which they did. In fact, Eternity, based on my research, Eternity is the first to actually implement state channel on the blockchain. And so for us, this is actually, so it has helped us to even solve the issue of efficiency, Abi, even the issue of usability.